Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah, we will continue with part 3, SOCSO. We have discussed about employment injury scheme. So now let us dwell to coverage under invalidity scheme. Yeah. So this is very important to highlight that many employees aware about their coverage if anything happened at workplace, which is covered under employment injury scheme. However, there are still many of employees or SOCSO members ignorance or unaware about the invalidity scheme coverage. So I think I have shared with you a story about my late cousin, which she already quit from job long ago, but then she got cancer, and then later on we find out that she is still entitled to get the invalidity scheme under this program. So it is very important to have knowledge about social security. When we talk about invalidity scheme, it is very important for you to understand that the situation, disease or accident happen to the employees, which lead to there is no way for the employees to recover from the injuries. There's no way for you to recover from the injuries, and there's no way for you to recover from the disease. Meaning to say that it is about the losing of at least 1/3 of his or her capability, of the normal capability of a normal human being. For example, you become disabled because of the accidents, and many more. And it is you must understand a very important thing here, that the coverage under IS, invalidity scheme, is actually for any circumstances which is not related to work. Meaning to say, for example, like if you're involved in accident when you're on the way back to your hometown. So for example, like you involved in accident when you're on your way to for vacation, for example, and maybe you got any serious disease like heart attack, kidney failure, cancer, which is nothing related to work, then you are actually entitled under invalidity scheme, provided that you have fulfilled the qualifying condition. The first one is the invalidity scheme. So it can be divided into two. The first one is invalidity pension. So you must understand a very important point here, that only employees with the age of 60 years and below is entitled for this benefit. Above 60-year-old, then you are not entitled to get this benefit. The qualifying conditions can be divided into two. So the first one is the full qualifying condition, and the second one is the reduced qualifying conditions. So the first one is full qualifying conditions. So your contribution must be minimum of 24 times of contribution within 40 months consecutively, which means no lapse. Your contribution must be 24 times, within 40 times of contribution without lapse. So that's the reason why it is very important for every employee to know and to aware that when you work in any organization, you should not jump from what we call one job to another job. So once you jump from one job to another job, there is a tendency for lapse in terms of your social contributions. So indirectly, it will affect your entitlement for the invalidity scheme if anything happened to you. The second one is about the reduced qualifying conditions. These reduced qualifying conditions require you to at least contribute 24 months contribution, record consecutively. But this one, it may lapse. There's no requirement of you must contribute 24 times within 40 times consecutively. But for the reduced qualifying condition, it is enough or sufficient if you have contributed 24 months consecutively. But bear in your mind, the invalidity scheme will expire once SOCSO find out that you already recovered from the disease. Who knows? Even though the condition is the entitlement for invalidity scheme there's no likely for you to recover from the disease or from the injury. But then in the case of miracle happen, you recover from the disease or the injuries or disabilities, then you are no longer entitled to get this invalidity scheme. So please read this slide accordingly. Next one, this is about invalidity grant. Yeah, so if you are not qualified under full and reduced qualifying conditions, meaning to say that you have not fulfilled the 24 months of contribution consecutively, then you may entitle under invalidity grant. So in this case, yeah, if your contribution record is less than 24 months, so you only get back what you have contributed, yeah, to SOCSO, which means very, very minimum. Yeah, with dividend. Yeah, so also, you know, invest the money, definitely. So with dividend, yeah, so the amount that you will receive basically in in outright payment or lump sum. Yeah, so this is for invalidity grant. And the next one is about, the third one is constant attendance allowance. Yeah, so this is just like what we have discussed in employment injury scheme. Yeah, so recipient of the invalidity pension, and for the maximum is 500 ringgit. Number four is about survivor pension. In the case of death of SOCSO's members or the recipient of invalidity pension, yeah. So just like dependents benefits, yeah, the calculation and everything, but the lower rate is a little bit, but lower rate, yeah, in terms of what we call the compensation compared to EIS, yeah. And the next one is about funeral benefits. It also like employment injury scheme, yeah. So 1,500 ringgit, but must not above 60 year old. And this one is again for the next of kin, which is the cost to manage the funeral ceremony. Number six is about rehabilitation benefits. Again, yeah, and education benefit, just like what I have explained in EIS. So nothing different about it. Yeah. Okay, now we move to the next part in SOCSO. Okay, so this is about penalties related to any wrongdoing or misconduct or non-compliance to SOCSO Act 1969. This is very important about in section 93, punishment for false information. Yeah, issues of falsifying the documents, especially for claim, it is either from the perspective of employer or employee's part. Yeah, either it's made writing and maybe which can lead to increase of payment, no payment, and avoid such payment. Yeah, so the penalty is imprisonment not maximum 2 years or fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or both. So be careful when you answer case study assignment, because the penalty should mention all. Yeah, because it is or here. Yeah, 2 years or 10,000 ringgit or both. Next one is the punishment to address the role of employer. Yeah, because punishment for failure to pay contribution. Basically, this one is actually the responsibility of the employer to make sure that all employees are contributed to SOCSO, or to make sure that there will be a deduction every month from the employees salary and also from employers. Yeah, so employer cannot deduct employers contribution from employee wages. It should come from employer cost, meaning to say that, yeah, the amount of a contribution, which is 0.5%, okay, of employee contribution, that one must be come from employee salary, but the 1.25% from the employee's contribution must come from the employer's cost. Yeah, so this is very important to make sure that the deduction comes from the respective parties. Yeah. The next one is about related to employees' responsibility as well. Basically, it is about the registration. So, for example, like if the employer failed to register the industry, the employer failed to register the employees with SOCSO, the employer failed to maintain registration in respect of employees every month, yeah, and also if employer failed to prepare contribution schedule, which the fine not exceeding 500 ringgit. Now, this slide is to explain about the role and responsibilities, the duties of employer when accident happen at workplace. In the case of anything happen at the workplace, or if the employer receive information about their employees involved in accident, for example, yeah. So, what are the things that the employee should do? Okay, so what employer should do when accident occupational disease reported, it is more on reporting part. Yeah, for example, like you must give notice of accident, writing or orally to the Department of Labor. Yeah, and then occupational disease also, you need to prepare the report why it has happened, what are the issues that may cause to this occupational disease. Yeah, you also need to report about how the accident happened. Yeah, you provide what we call the sketch and etc. Yeah, and report occupational disease. Employer need to arrange first aid. Okay, it is very important for employer to provide safety what we call equipment, and also to provide the first aid kit at the workplace. Yeah, and employer need to furnish further particulars of accident if required or inquired by the respective body, for example like Department of Occupational Safety and Health when it is necessary, and Department of Labor. Yeah, okay, that's all for part 3 in this topic. So thank you.